Hi everybody, today I'm joined by Jamie and we're going to be talking about schizophrenia, an insight into schizophrenia. Now, it affects people in different ways, the symptoms, so everybody's journey is their own journey and their own experience. So yours started when, how old was you?
I was 16 when I come down with psychosis.
Yeah.
But I was taking drugs at 13.
Yeah.
And basically, I think that's what brought on the illness with me, like taking
But
drugs.
do you think there was something else as well?
Yeah, there might have been something else there as well, but the drugs brought it on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sort of like induced
Induced it like
a little bit, yeah. So you were 16, so it takes a little while, doesn't it, for it to be actually diagnosed from the psychosis, isn't it? Because sometimes people may come out of that psychosis and not develop the symptoms of schizophrenia, isn't it? So how long did you have to wait, do you reckon, before you got diagnosed with it? Or
I can't remember now, to tell you the truth.
yeah, it's a long time back, isn't it? But so who did you first turn to?
I went to my mum first of all, and I told her what was going on. She thought something really funny was going on. Like she was going to take me to a spiritualist church, but
there's a lot of understanding. See, with it, it's like with schizophrenia, it's not that easy to understand, but you can be understanding around it. You can get the knowledge.
And then I went to. They took me to the mental health team, see a psychiatrist to see a psychiatrist, and then they sort of said, "Oh, you've got schizophrenia," that sort of gave me a little bit of understanding. I thought, oh, at least
you know what it is.
I know what it is, like, a little bit of understanding.
Having that diagnosis, you know what it was and what was going on, really. So you got a bit of understanding there. So what happened there then? What happened from there?
Well, I had to wait a while till it all went through. I was suffering really bad for quite some time actually, till I actually got seen and stuff. But and they gave me some medication when I got diagnosed.
Yeah.
And but they didn't give me a side effect tablet for my medication. So I was on the so I took a tablet and I had real severe side effects to it. I had really nasty side effects. So I had my whole body seized up. I was getting it was horrible. It was a horrific feeling, a horrific time I was on. They had to rush me into hospital to get me a side effect tablet, and they gave me that. But the thing is, it stemmed on from there. Like I just had bad, horrible side effects off the tablets from then on. So a real nasty time on it from then on with the side effects. Yeah.
Because some people don't always get it, do they?
No, not everyone gets the side effects. No, some people get away with it and they're alright. They say it's like a miracle cure for them, right? You know what I mean? But for me, no, it was horrible, yeah.
But you have to have other stuff alongside the medication, though.
Yeah. Because that's all you get told first of all. You just get given the medication. Stuff. You have to have other stuff like. I did see a CBT bloke. He helped me out a lot. Yeah. He was quite good. But yeah, you got to do other stuff. You got to have self coping strategies. Like you got to have stuff in place. You got to have.
But how long? Because you went a few years, didn't you, before you actually thought, right, I've got to do some other stuff.
I've got to do something about it. Yeah, because I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just existing on the medication. I wasn't doing anything.
So how did it affect you? Sort of like what? Because everybody's different with it.
Well,
because you didn't get the voices, did you? So
no, I got thoughts, overriding thoughts, thinking people were in control of me. My thoughts were getting broadcasted. Felt like my mind was on show. Felt very sort of insecure and very vulnerable, very weak. It makes you feel made me feel very vulnerable and very weak, and a lot of overriding thoughts, intruding thoughts.
Did you get any paranoia? Because some people get paranoia.
Yeah, you get that with the intruding thoughts. You get paranoia. Well, when I first come down with it, it was just like I thought I thought telepathy was real and everyone knew what I was thinking. People knew what I was thinking all the time. And it was like my thoughts were getting broadcasted everywhere. So I got very, very sort of vulnerable and stuff and that.
Did you come like socially, because they say as
Yeah,
well,
I was quite lucky with mine. First of all I did, like I hid away for a bit and then I just sort of pushed myself. I just sort of like went out with my mates, started going out with my mates. I was smoking cannabis at the time as well when I first came down with it. I carried on smoking the cannabis, but
So what got you out off of that? What made you think about coming off of that? You know.
Well, I wasn't enjoying it. It wasn't for me. I wasn't enjoying it really. So.
Because I remember you saying about the CBT therapy that helped you with it.
Yeah, that helped me with it. Yeah, because it was a bit of hope. It gave me a bit of hope, that I could sort of. It just gave me a bit of hope. Yeah, a bit of hope there, really. Yeah.
So then, sort of like you went from there, really, didn't you? And then you had a lot of support from your family.
A lot of support from my family. My mum always gave me a bit of hope. Like I was always a bit of hope. She shone a ray of hope with me. My mum stuck by me with everything. I was really with my mum. She put up with a lot with me, like for the illness and that. Yeah.
But it's the illness can be quite nasty, isn't it? Towards other people, towards yourself.
Well, with me, I used to think everyone was like I thought I used to think my mum was winding me up. I thought she was all the time. I thought she was trying to have a go at me. She was trying to wind me up and stuff. And I used to just think she was trying to wind me up, but she wasn't. It was just the illness, and it was really horrible. Yeah, it was really
nasty.
You perceived those. Yeah, it was literally like being in hell. It's like being dangled in hell. It was horrible. It was. Yeah.
When you think about it, schizophrenia is one of the serious illnesses. Anyway, but they've come a long way now with stuff, isn't they? What they're doing. So you just sort of like went from there, and then what made you sort of, because you do self-care, self-coping strategies, and now it's been how long? 3 years. You're under the doctor now, when you're not with under the doctor. You're not with the mental health team. You've got no CPN, and it's been 3 years now, isn't it?
If I tell the truth, with the CPNs and the psychiatrists, and I had a lot of trouble with it all. I didn't First of all, I just trusted them and thought they were there to help, and they give us some medication. And then because I had a big thing in my head about medication, obviously because I had such nasty side effects to it, and when I got put in hospital, they sort of ram it down your throat, the medication, you have to take it.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. My mum, she used to say, I've got to take the medication, you have to take it, and I used to get really. It's such a big thing about taking medication in my head. It's like it was rammed and trained into my head, you have to take it. I used to hate it. It's like I had to do it. It was like the law, sort of thing. And you had, well, it was at the time, but I had to do it. And I used to hate it. It's just, that's why I'm coming off my medication. Eventually, you're going to come off it because how much.
But it's sort of the thing is as well, you didn't, even though that was going through your head, and that was going through your head. I mean, some people say, people with schizophrenia, when they feel better, they just come off their medication. You stuck on it, didn't you? Even though you had difficulties with it. So not everybody with schizophrenia do that. Would you say that? Would you say that's true?
No, I wouldn't say everyone does it, but with the medication,
you had difficulties with it. But then eventually you started to find other things to do.
Past 8 years, I've been doing all this stuff. I've been doing kung fu, mindfulness, going for runs, eating healthy, keeping clean and tidy, stop smoking, stop drinking.
So the mindfulness, that takes a bit of doing.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. Like the more you do it, the better you get at it, sort of thing. The more you get out of it. Same as the kung fu, really. The more you practice it, the better you get at it, and the more you get out of it.
You've got to pursue.
You've got to persist at it. Yeah, you've got to keep up with it. Yeah, because like you can't just do it like once and then just leave it and expect it to work. You've got to keep doing it. You got to keep at it. Like you got to like consistency. And keep at it, sort of thing.
You can't just sort of like think, oh, just do it every now and again, and it doesn't. You don't get the benefit.
No, you got to do it all the time, every day. Yeah.
So with the mindfulness, what do you actually do?
With the mindfulness, I do a lot of like basically when I get my illness, when I get my thoughts, I try and take a step back and sort of observe the thoughts, observe the feelings, rather than get drawn into them. And I show a bit of compassion towards it, show a bit of love and kindness, because like with me, with the illness, with the thoughts, I used to get a lot of anger and a lot of hatred and a lot of blame around it, or I used to like, because it felt like there was a bully there, and someone was bullying me, and I used to get really resentful around it, and I think I was being bullied, so I used to get angry and throw a lot of hatred towards the thoughts, and obviously there's no one there doing it, so it's just the illness, and it used to fuel my illness. It used to fuel it and make it seem more real and make it more painful, like making thoughts more painful and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just take a step back, observe the thoughts, observe the feelings, show a bit of compassion to it, a bit of love and kindness towards it. Try and relax into it, relax around it. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So that was 8 years you've been doing mindfulness, kung fu, which you've got really good at.
Yeah.
You go out for runs, hygiene. You make sure you're clean, like you shower. You like your cold showers. Cold showers.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. Maybe I might give it a go. But cold showers. But they say cold showers are good anyway, don't they? Good for you.
No, it's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be something it does to your body and stuff. It's supposed to be good for you.
You eat healthy. You like your ginger tea.
Ginger tea and garlic.
You make it yourself, your own ginger tea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you, like 8 years ago, so it's took you from 8 years and now, and 3 years since you've been away, like you're not with the mental health team, you're not got a CPN, you've just got your doctor now. 3 years, and it's only been once in 3 years, isn't it? Once in 3 years that you had a little relapse, that you had to go back to the mental health team. But that was for a reason, wasn't it? It was something that brought on your illness. It was really bad and overwhelming, wasn't it? And that wasn't, you didn't go into hospital either, did you?
No.
You was offered.
I'll tell you one thing that they did. I was expecting them to run medication down my throat, but they didn't, which was
But they
really
can't.
surprising.
They're not allowed to do that now. They can give you that choice. They can ask you, but you were quite happy with what you got.
Well,
I mean, you're on
talking therapy,
talking therapy, couple of weeks, and then you was back with your doctor, wasn't it? Once in 3 years, and all those other times you got through those bad times, which those bad times are not like you had at the beginning. Sometimes it may seem it, but it's not the same. But you can pull yourself out of a bad situation.
Yeah, that's what I can do nowadays. Yeah, from what I do when I get ill, I can sort of like I either do some kung fu, go for a run or something, or do some mindfulness, sitting down meditations, or I listen to like a compassion practice or a heart practice, and I find that helps a lot, and it brings me right out of the illness, right out of the severe side of the illness, like the delusional side of it, like believing the thoughts and believing all this stuff's going on when it ain't even going on and stuff.
You've got that. You're going in the right direction, and you're heading out the other end, because you've had symptom-free days as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah. Recently, because I've been doing this routine. Routine's been really helping me. I've been I have a little routine I do for the days throughout the day, and
it's mainly been certain times of the day.
Normally I get the illness around about
a certain time, evening.
But I used to get it in the mornings as well, but
You've overcome
that, yeah.
You've overcome a few things actually. Getting on public transport. You've overcome that. You know, like you would say, things take time. Things go like that sometimes, up and down. But little hurdles you're overcoming. You know, and being proud of where you've got to would be an inspiration to anybody out there that has that illness, you know what I mean, and being able to manage it with just coping strategies.
Because you don't see how well you're doing when you're in it, like,
no.
You can't see how well you're doing, you just...
No.
But it's very hard to see how well you're doing, like, how far you've come along, but I have come on a long way,
I mean, how would you say you're coming out the other end?
Yeah, really, yeah. I had 3 days where I was totally symptom free throughout the 3 days. It was really amazing. It was really good.
Yeah. So you're getting to that stage where you're coming right out of it.
Yeah.
So with schizophrenia, it is possible to do. It is possible to recover, as long as you've got that right treatment to start off with, and you can manage it with self-help coping strategies. Wouldn't that be right?
Yeah,
there is hope. There is hope there. What would you say about hope?
Oh yeah, because I didn't think there was any hope for people with schizophrenia when I first came down with it. Cause I didn't hear of any hope stories or anything for quite a few years. Only the past, I think it's about 8 years that I've actually realised it is possible to overcome schizophrenia, because I didn't know anything of anybody that come out of it, like there's been like in the throes of it and actually come out of it. I watched these documentaries on the TV. I mean, there's quite a few of them out there now, and I've watched quite a few of them, and they've actually come right out of their illnesses and stuff and beaten schizophrenia. They've been symptom free for years and years on end, like sort of thing, and medication free, and they live happy, successful lives.
Yeah, and that's given you that
inspiration. That inspiration, to know that it is possible to actually do it. It's given me a little bit of gave me the inspiration to do it.
Because they say a lot with schizophrenia, don't they? That they used to say there's not much you can do about it.
You like it for life. You're on medication. You're on medication for the rest of your life.
But it doesn't have to be a lifelong illness. You know, that challenging start doesn't have to be like that for the rest of your life. It's what you do, isn't it, that can help with it and get you through it. Because the other end, there's something better. Even though you may not see it when you're in it, but the other end, there is something better. And Jamie, you're an inspiration because of how far you've actually come from what you were like. You're an inspiration that it is possible to do. You can get through it because you're heading that way. You're getting there. You know what I mean? You're on, like with the medication, you know you were going to come off it before, wasn't it? But there was a bit of stress going on with the flat. You made the right choice and decision to leave it because of the stress. Now you're starting to be able to make your own decisions and choices and know that they're right. Even by doing that, you've made that right choice. You know when that time's right. You're on the minimum dose now of medication, aren't you? Minimum dose, what was it? 3 milligrams a day.
Yeah, 1 milligram in the morning, 2 milligrams at night.
And you've been on that for how long?
Well,
2, 3 years. About 3 years.
Yeah. is because of what I do, like
Yeah.
my routine throughout the day that I do that's keeping me going, like the mindfulness and the kung fu.
Yeah. So what would you know, leaving this, what would you say to somebody out there?
Well, there is hope you can do it, but it is possible to sort of like come out of it. Like, it is possible to do. You just got to have hope, faith, believe that you can do it, know that you can do it.
Yeah. And don't doubt
And
yourself.
don't doubt yourself, yeah, and just like find something, anything that you're into, any interest. You've got yoga, tai chi, kung fu, could be boxing, could be anything, like chess, tennis, anything. Just find something that you've had an interest in. Like when you're younger, when you're growing up, and find something that you used to have an interest for, and that and try and do it.
Yeah.
Could be anything, like,
Because it's still there, you can still do it.
Still do it, yeah. It's like kung fu, you're never too old to do it. Like, you can do it any, like mindfulness, kung fu, you can do it at any age.
Because you won in a tournament, didn't you?
Yeah, I fought in a tournament, yeah. Got a bronze medal for it.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope this video would really inspire someone and give somebody some encouragement, because there is hope out there for mental health, that schizophrenia. Don't, like you said, don't ever doubt yourself. You know, there's someone here sat by me that has been through a very tough time at the beginning and putting himself through the other end, and a lot of it through what he's done himself. He's done it himself, okay? I've supported you like your family, and I've calmed you down in a few times. I know how to talk to you. Because it's very hard talking to someone when they're in the throes of it. But you just do it. You just do it. So I'm going to end the video there. So I really hope this video will be of some help to somebody or someone. Please share this video, because it's very important. You know, getting that understanding there with schizophrenia, with mental health in general. Getting an insight around it as well. So I'm going to end the video there, and don't forget to give us a like, and if you want to subscribe, feel free to, and see you in the next video.